So, guilty pleasure, confession time. We love watching Selling Sunsets. We binged it this weekend, right? Hands up, we did.
Yeah. It was some downtime we really needed. But what we actually discovered was, obviously I love watching it for the fashion. We love looking at houses, like the LA area is incredible. We saw like what was happening to everybody, like entrepreneurial women. And
they were all freezing their embryos, weren't they?
It's like, four of them, they weren't even trying naturally to conceive.
They'd just gone into a program of, I'm getting to that age, freeze my embryos.
Yeah. And Jason&Crishell got together, and she was like, I don't know how long they'd been together, 3 or 4 months, and she was forcing him to fertilize the embryos instead of letting it happen naturally. And they split up because she was forcing him.
And he felt under pressure. And instead of it being thy will, it was just like my will, wasn't it? And they weren't allowing the process. So I guess the point we're trying to make is whether you've got £5 in your pocket or you've got £5 million in your pocket, like those girls in Selling Sunsets, you've got to take the journey and you can't control it. From my perspective, Jason&Crishell, amazing couple. If they just let go and had a bit of fun, instead of playing around with frozen embryos, who knows what might happen. I think they'd be a great couple to bring a child in. But yeah, it's my will versus thy will. And those women, very controlling, like, how do I live that life and bring a child in? Okay? That's the sticking point for most of our clients. How do I keep this life going and have a child? It's like, well, something's got to change. Something's got to integrate. You've got to integrate and change. And stop trying to control everything.
That was my issue as well. Like, I was like, how do I have this life and have a child? I just kept going, when we were running our business together, I kept going, I don't know how to do that. And it was all this how logical, like how. And, you know, when I did get pregnant, I was in a really good place anyway, but I still had a whole load of fears. How. But instead of just going helpless to it and thinking, I don't know what to do, I took action, we took action, and we started to adapt our life so that we could have a child and not have somebody else bring her up. You know, she's a blessing to us. After 10 years of struggle, the last thing I'm going to do is farm her out to somebody else to bring up. It's just was never going to be my timeline. So the problem is, it's the how and controlling. And if I just have it now and it's all perfect, you know, God doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you gotta let go of your perfection, your rigid perfection, and allow God, the universe, the divine, whatever you want to call it, perfection, because it's much more perfect than anything you're trying to control right now. And we had to let go of that as well. We had to let go of our old life and allow this new amazing life where we get to serve people every day and be parents.
And you know what? That old life was shit.
That old life in comparison to this one, I mourned it for about 5 years. But do you know what? I'm so glad it's gone. I'm so glad for the change. I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. And I'm so glad too. You know, I'm such a different person than I was. I'm so much happier, so much an integrated person, because I integrated my true powerful feminine into me, into who I am, who I'm supposed to be, who I'm born to be. And you know what? All those issues that I was having, it was my soul telling me I needed to change. Fertility is a mind, body, mental, emotional, but spiritual problem. And if you're not sorting out all those levels, it's not going to happen. You could force it, but you're going to experience some major challenges along the way.
Yeah. So that's why we've got a blueprint.
Yeah.
An amazing blueprint that Juliet's already mapped out over the last 10 years. So go and grab your copy and let's get going.
Yeah.
TikTok.
And go and watch Selling Sunsets, because you'll see what the problem is.
Go watch Selling Sunsets. You know exactly what we mean. And just post below, what is your guilty pleasure? Fess up, confess. It's okay. We're all friends here.
Yeah. No one's perfect.